Hello, in this video I'll show you the way to print image on fabric using your home printer. Mine is Canon Pixma and these numbers. It's an inkjet printer, but laser should be okay too, according to the people who used it. I'll make transfer for a 6-inch hoop and 8-inch hoop. I'll do it in two ways, one with label paper. It's self-adhesive paper that's used to print shipping labels. This paper will help me to trick the printer. Second way is using the thick piece of paper and masking tape. This piece is originally for pastel painting. The tape can be wider, it's up to you and your comfort. Place ironed or just not extremely wrinkly fabric on the table. Peel off the sticky layer from the label paper. And a little tip about the placement. I'm placing the vertical side along the barb, not stretchy side. So the shorter horizontal side goes along the weft. And when the image is transferred, you'll have no problems placing it in a hoop. Make sure you stick the paper without wrinkles, printer should see it as a one piece. Smooth it out and check the front. It looks good to me, nothing for printer to catch on the front side. Now cut the fabric that isn't stick to the paper. As a replacement you can use freezer paper, it's ironed on the fabric. Just see what's more accessible in your country. I use A4 size label paper and I'll leave a link to it in the description. I cut some paper accidentally, but it's okay. Now you have a piece of paper with fabric on the front. Make sure there are no threads, nothing should be hanging. This is going to be great for the 6-inch hoop, because there is some fabric left on the sides. But it won't be enough for the 8-inch hoop. Yeah, it's not enough, but there is another solution. Place thick paper on the fabric, leaving about 2-3 cm on each side. Don't forget about the warp and weft tip. Longer side of paper parallel to the not stretchy side. Shorter side to the stretchy side. And cut the excess of fabric. That's gonna be enough. Attach fabric to the piece of paper using tape. It shouldn't be loose or wrinkly. That's what I have now, it's pretty loose. Cut the excess of fabric from the top and secure it with tape. Same with the other side. It's still puckering, so I'm going to iron the edges. You can also print for 8-inch hoop using label paper. Stick it on, leaving 2-3 cm on the sides. My printer is okay with having slightly smaller paper than A4. Label paper glue apparently doesn't like the iron. But the fabric is still glued. Preparing the last one for printing by securing the fabric to the paper. Nothing should stick out. And they are ready for the printer. Some are better and some are worse. Just fabric on a label paper. In settings, I only check the black and white box and don't change anything else. You may want to check on which side your printer works, by the way. Here is the result. version with thick paper and tape. I'm not a fan of the fabric visibly moving over the paper. It can mess up the complex design. But in this case, it worked well. Label paper plus tape. It also worked. Let's see closer. Lines look good, they don't smudge. I tried water, soap and the ink doesn't bleed. But it loses the intensity of the color, which is actually good for transfer. I'm updating my patterns with files for printing on fabric without the hoop around, and with thinner lines. I already experimented to use same label paper twice and it worked well, but I think it depends on the type of the paper and fabric you use. Fluffy fabric will leave tiny fibers on the glue. By the way, fabric is not sticky at all. Stickiness was okay, so I can use it again. I'm using not very stretchy fabric, it's patchwork cotton, the picture doesn't deform. The only downside is having the excess of fabric. But I'll find what to do with these pieces. Maybe one more piñata wall hung. The rest of the prints are also fine. There are the samplers for my patrons. You can find more info in the description and join us. Also, no deformation. And this is the one without label paper. And there is also some unused fabric. The third, label paper and tape. There is no way I can use it again. It's not sticking. So iron and label paper are not friends. But it was enough for one print. I already printed quite a few designs and they're all fine. This is the one I washed with soap, a little less bright. Due to the fact that the base of the fabric is located evenly in the hoop, the not stretchy side is vertical and stretchy goes horizontally, the design doesn't deform after stretching it drum tight in a hoop. If you were wondering about printing in color, it is possible, but the color wouldn't be as bright as the image. And bear in mind, I'm talking about one of the most affordable printers. It's not a professional printer for fabric, but using it as a transfer and color guide is an option. It still looks pretty good. Thank you for watching, that's all I wanted to say. Be careful, not every printer, paper and fabric will behave the same. The goal is to make fabric as one entity with paper. Bye!